Hello followers and welcome back to my Minecraft tutorial. This is episode 66 and in today's episode we're going to be looking at TNT and its uses. So yeah, between this and the last episode all I did was go and grab some more TNT which was in the desert temple. We never went and picked it up. If you go down to the bottom of the desert temple where the chests are and dig through it, then you will actually find over there you'll find some TNT. So what are we going to do first with TNT? Well, I guess the first thing we should do is show how to craft it. So what we're going to do is we're going to look a bit at how TNT works, and then we are going to build a cobble mine because I am running pretty low on cobble. So the way you craft TNT is with 4 bits of gunpowder in this diamond shaped pattern, and then you fill the rest with sand. Whoops. And then you get... Wait, no, it's the other way round. Forget that. It's 5 bits of gunpowder. 1 here, like so. And then 4 bits of sand in each. Like so. And you get 1 piece of TNT. So now, let's craft up the remaining stack into TNT. And we'll get a lot of it. So... 17 TNT, we've run out of gunpowder in the middle, that's fine. There we are. I'm just going to craft all of this gunpowder into TNT. I don't use gunpowder too much. So you can obviously obtain gunpowder from creepers or whatever means it is that you want to get it from. It's entirely up to you. 3 isn't going to be enough, so we've got 34 pieces of TNT, which I can tell you now is the most amount of TNT I've ever had in a world, because I don't craft the stuff really very often, because you need to get a lot of gunpowder, and the only way you can get lots of gunpowder is by building some sort of trap that caters for creepers, which we haven't done in this world yet, but we will eventually. The coal mine, actually, and cobble mine will probably double up as a tunnel to where we're going to build this particular trap for creepers, but that's going to come in a later episode. So at this point, let's explore how TNT works. So TNT is an item in the game that you can plop down just like anything else. Let's just clear a bit of space. As you can see, this is TNT. You just use a left mouse click with anything and you'll pick it back up. In the olden days of Minecraft, this used to light it. This is no longer the case. There's a number of ways you can now light this, and I may have to go to the nether to get one, but that's what it looks like. So you could stack these up for greater explosions, and that's the whole idea of what TNT does. It explodes things, and depending on the blast resistance of the block depends on how big the explosion will be. So for example, dirt is going to blow up a lot of dirt because dirt has a very low blast resistance, but cobble, not so much, because cobble has a higher blast resistance. So the only things that can't be blew up in the game by TNT are obsidian, bedrock, the end portal, and the end portal frame are what I believe are the only things that can't be blew up. Everything else has different blast resistance. For example, leaves is very, very low, wood is low, but endstone is high, netherrack is low, so that would be something to explore. Depending on whether you want a big or small explosion, you can wrap a certain block around it. In our case, we want a fairly big explosion, but we're going to be digging it into the rock, so it's going to be stone, which has sort of an average blast resistance. It's sort of a middle of the park type thing. So there are a number of ways you can activate TNT, and I'm going to show you. I just want to kind of do it away from everything else. There's a number of ways you can activate TNT. One is with a flame bow, so if you shoot it with a flame bow, will light the TNT, and then it will blow up. As you can see, it blew up, and I get some dirt out of that and some seeds. This is what it now does. So you can also use a flint and steel by right-clicking on it with a flint and steel. The disadvantage of that, though, is the fact that there is not a lot of room for maneuver. You have to be out quickly before it blows up, because otherwise it will blow you up and all of your stuff up. So if you're going to go the flint and steel route, then you want to be kind of away from TNT. You want to have a good way of getting away is what I'm trying to say. Other than that, you can also light it with lava. It will go off if lava is nearby. which is kind of random because it depends whenever lava's nearby. It will be lit from nearby fires. If a skeleton with a flame bow shoots it, that will also work. There's a number of different ways you can light it, but the most common way of lighting it is either with the flame bow or with the flint and steel, which is now the new traditional method. Before you could just punch it, but now you need a flint and steel. And I'm going to see if I can get a flint and steel, so that we can just use that. And I think I have one here in the nether, and I haven't been to the nether in a while. This will give me an opportunity to show you what improvements I've been making around the nether. I sealed up the portal a bit better because I like stone bricks, it looks nicer. Do I have one in here? No, I do not. So, don't have one in the ender chest, so I guess I'm going to have to go and get one, because all of my iron I coincidentally left at the base, at the cottage base, so I don't have any iron either. So, I do know for a fact though that there is a flint and steel over at the main base. So, what we're going to do is we're going to grab that quickly, and then we're going to come back, and then I'm going to show you the practical demonstration of what we're going to use TNT for. Well, actually, there's still a couple of things to talk about, so we'll talk about those. TNT it's a bit random in the way that it works. It's unpredictable. It can do things you don't want a lot of the time. So I would not go the TNT route for fighting mobs unless you are doing it strategically. Certainly don't just run around willy-nilly and stand near TNT. It's a bad idea. TNT has a bigger explosion radius and force than a normal creeper does, causing you more damage. And because of its unpredictable nature, I would keep it away from things that you like. Hence why I'm going to be keeping it away from everything else that I have in my world, because I don't want it to blow up something that I want to keep, if that makes sense. TNT is also a good idea if you want to get rid of things that you don't want anymore. It can also be used to clear land or space if you want that, but then you're going to have to fill things in. It can be used for carving out room. I'm just going through all my chests here. There it is, flint and steel. It can be used to carve out rooms underground if you want to go that route instead of using your pick. It can be a good way of saving on pick durability. And it can also chain reaction, so if one TNT blows up near enough to another one, it can cause that one to also detonate, and that is the property that we're going to be taking advantage of today in building this mine. We're going to build it with like little blocks in between so that we can actually encourage a chain reaction. Now, it's best in this model to use air, but if you don't want to use air and you want to fill it in completely, then you can use dirt if you want to, or something with a low blast resistance, because as we know, a higher blast resistance it nullifies the explosion, so it may not reach the next piece of TNT. So what we now need to do at this point is dig all the way through to the other side. So I picked this spot specifically because I knew that there was going to be enough room, and one thing I am concerned about is I don't have any torches, and I don't have any coal. I have wood, but I don't have any coal. Is there any nearby that I could mine? Well, maybe we'll run into some. But you also want to keep this away from mobs at all costs. Keep it away from them. Yeah, this is a bad idea. I know I'm going to get mob spawns in here. So let me just go find some coal. I think there's some in the mountains nearby. I just need a couple of pieces, and that'll do, just to make some torches. So that's the idea. It's going to give me coal and cobble, because I'm not really low on coal, but more coal is always nice. And cobblestone is what I'm running low on. Ah, there's some right there. In fact, there's some more easily accessible. But there was not a lot of it. How many is that going to give me? 20 torches? Honestly, that should probably cover me, but I'm not convinced. So we're just going to grab a little bit more, and then we will be back on it. So, yeah, that's kind of the reason I'm building this, is so that I can get a bit more cobblestone fairly easily, quickly, and it kind of doubles up with my needs by showing you an actual working example of something which isn't used very often. I will admit TNT is not very often used, certainly in single-player survival. It's used a lot in multiplayer to blow other people's stuff up, which is not very nice. I don't know why people do that, but They do. So typically you will use TNT probably more in multiplayer than you will in single player, but single player it does have some uses. Certainly for carving out large rooms in underground and things like that. In my case it's not so necessary because everything that I build in this world is above ground, but for example in MrMFretwell Plays Minecraft, my current base right now is entirely underground, so if I had a better source of gunpowder I would be using TNT. Now the only thing I'm concerned about, but I think we will be okay, is that we're going to be going pretty close to the wizard's tower here. So hopefully that doesn't blow up. There we are. We'll just keep digging our way through. It shouldn't be too wide. I'm hoping that 33 pieces of TNT is going to cover me, because we need to put one around every 4 blocks. I think we've hit the dirt now, which is going to take us to the other side. No, not yet. It could be just a little bit before we get there, but it shouldn't be too much longer. Let's dig this little tunnel. This is almost like digging a branch mine, to be honest. Hopefully we don't run into any caves on the way there. That can also be another use of TNT, finding caves. People have used it to make mines downwards because you can fire it out of a dispenser. And you can do that to make a downwards based mine if you want to. Instead of digging it out all yourself. Ah, here we are. We've come out right here. Good to know. So how wide are we looking here? Not bad. I think we should have enough. So now what we want to do is we want to place our TNT on the top section, and then every 4 blocks we want to put, in fact no, let's make it every 3. Every 3 blocks you want to put a piece of TNT. Now because there is no blocks in between, this should set off a chain reaction. Now I will admit I haven't tested this because I haven't had an opportunity to test this, so I don't know exactly how this is going to work. Because also the unpredictable nature of TNT can also add to this as well. I can't guarantee whether it's going to work or whether it's not going to work. So we'll just put one there, and what we're going to need to do now is we're going to need to be ready, and in fact I'm going to take my stuff. We're going to need to be ready to get out of here, so what you need to do now is actually we want this one to be sort of right there. We want to right click this with the flint and steel, and then we need to run away very quickly. So there we are, that's lit it. Now let's get away. As you can see, you can hear the TNT going off. That's the chain reacting. There we are. And that's going to carve a mine all the way to the other side. Now what you want to do is you want to light up the area before monsters start spawning, because they will spawn in your dark man-made caverns. We hit something here. Yeah, we hit some coal here. So you'll see some XP lying on the ground. If you see XP but don't see any items, so to speak, on the ground, like ores or anything, the chances are you hit a cave. As you can see here, there was gravel here, so you can see the blast resistance in action, really, in terms of how much has been done. And you can see that it kind of forms a nice square tunnel, which is great, because that means it's easier for when I go back and fill it in to make a proper coal mine. So we didn't really get much coal out of that, but we got plenty of cobble out of it. So I'm just going to set my stuff down here and just empty my inventory a little bit. In fact, I don't really need that anymore because it's not fully repaired, so we can put that away. All of this. So we lit it up in time. No monsters spawn. No monsters will spawn in here because it's properly lit now. If you are getting monster spawns in here, chances are that if you've not, it's either because you've not lit it up properly, or there is a cave, which this is intersected to, that you've just missed. So yeah, I mean it's a safe way of doing things in a controlled environment, but I certainly wouldn't risk putting this next to something which you really care about, because it will. I always know that it will happen. It will just blow up. Unfortunately, that's just the nature of the way TNT is. So now what I really want to do is I want to kind of fill the remaining gaps in here, and I could always even do another one if I wanted to. I have enough TNT to actually do another one, but I'll do that off camera if I decide to do it. We've kind of covered what I wanted to talk about in relation to TNT. I'm going to grab some dirt though. I have a ton of dirt, so I'm not too worried about that. I do want to clean this up a little bit. Just going to make it sort of 3x3, and you could even add new tunnels inside this one and blow off in different directions if you really wanted to. Set TNT chains up, particularly underground. That would be better than above ground. You could set off different directions for TNT to go off in, and you could create a huge expansive network where you can collect a lot of cobble very quickly. I think I got maybe 4 stacks, and for how long I actually spent doing that, that was a pretty good haul in the end. So what I'm going to do is, off camera, between this and the next episode, I'm just going to clean this up, and I'm going to put a sign at the front just showing off what we did. I'm not going to bother cleaning the ceiling up. I prefer the look, to be honest, but I am going to clean the walls up a little more, and I really want to get into bed before monsters start spawning. They probably already have, to be honest. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to make this a tutorial coal mine where we tested TNT, and I'm going to leave my remaining TNT over by that mine in case you want to have another go with it and build your own tunnel. You can do that because the world download will be available down below. As you can see, I have a ton of dirt. I'm not worried about dirt. Why couldn't I have more dirt in MrMFretwell Plays Minecraft? I wish I had that chest in that series, but alas I don't. So we're just going to have to live with what we are presented with. So yeah, I think we've kind of formed a nice tunnel as well. I don't even have any wood actually, so I can't build that thing right now anyway. There's plenty of wood over at the tree farm though, so I'll grab some from there and I'll wrap this up. And you will see the finished product probably either in one of the future episodes, and maybe next episode, or yeah, we'll probably just take a quick look next episode. But as far as I'm concerned now, this is going to be it for Redstone for a while. I've been doing it for a long time. I know people are probably beginning to get a bit fed up with it now, and those who don't like Redstone must be getting really fed up. So I'm going to move on to something new, starting with next episode. Redstone will make appearances again, of course, periodically throughout our Let's Play. Tutorial, not Let's Play. I've got MrMFretwell Plays Minecraft on the brain, it seems. So yeah, it will make a periodic return for when we do things like mob traps and everything, but generally the things I wanted to cover we have actually now covered. So we talked about overall in this mini-series all the different redstone components, pretty much, give or take a few. I don't think we talked about, well, we didn't talk about command blocks, but they aren't used in survival. We didn't talk about note blocks yet. We're going to talk about those very soon when we look at minecarts, but my next major project I have in mind now for this series is to get to the end and kill the Ender Dragon and show you how that's done. So the next couple of tutorials at least are going to be focusing on things relating to that, talking about some of the new 1.6 changes and those sorts of things. So we're going to be doing a bit more of an adventure-y topic now instead of a redstone-y topic. But Redstone, as I say, will make a periodic appearance. It's going to be coming back in a couple of episodes' time when we head to the Nether. We're going to build a blaze farm. I know that that's probably something that a lot of people want to see, is actually a blaze farm in this world, so that they can see how that's done, because the zombie grinder is good, but it's not great. It's not the fastest thing by a long shot, so we want to get a better source of experience fairly soon. Along with a few other things that we need to do. I'm going to show you how to farm a couple of other mobs. Maybe not straight away, but I'm going to show you how to farm spiders, cave spiders. We're going to look at farming nether mobs. There's all of this stuff that we've got to do yet. So don't worry, this tutorial series is not anywhere near an end. Still a long amount of stuff to do yet. Way more stuff to do. So that's going to be about it from me today, guys. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode. I hope to see you in the next episode when we are actually going to start work on the 1.6 stuff, and I believe we are going to be looking at, I think we're going to start with carpet. So until then guys, I hope that you've enjoyed, and I hope that you've enjoyed this whole mini-series since episode 49 on Redstone, and I hope that you've found it useful. So until the next episode guys, see you later, and have a good day. Hey, I'm back. One thing I forgot to mention, which is really important, which probably may have left some of you scratching your heads a bit, because I didn't explain how redstone works with TNT. So redstone just needs to be either in the dot form or pointing into it, and you can activate it with a redstone signal, like so. Yeah, we're going to lose that stuff, but that is another way that you can activate redstone, activate TNT, and that is with redstone. Completely forgot to mention that, and that kind of probably left some of you wondering why I was classing this as a redstone topic when I'd not even mentioned redstone. So yeah, that's basically how it interacts with the redstone, and the way that you can use that. That's probably something that we should have done when actually doing this project over here. But I did finish the tunnel completely with just a tiny bit of my pick left. I did finish it, so we'll take a quick look at that, and then we really will sign off for today guys. So here we go. Up here, I'm thinking I'm going to build a path to it. That's just stuff I didn't want. As you can see, danger, tutorial blast mine, warning, explosives. And we've got a pig in here now. And all of my stuff is here so that you can play around with this. I guess I'll put my little bit of redstone and stuff in here. I don't really want any of this other junk particularly. Eggs or seeds or anything like that. So if you download the word, which will be available below, then you can play around with this stuff here. And you can extend this tunnel if you want to off to the side, or build another one, or do whatever really. It's entirely up to you. But yeah, that's going to be just about it, as I say, from me today guys. So I hope you enjoyed this little fun project, and I hope to see you next time. So until then, see you later, and have a good day.